this is not a new idea. Scott Bessent brought it up during the campaign, the idea of a shadow Fed chair appointed early. And I've talked with a couple of the people who are on the quote unquote list who say that they've heard that the president could do that, but everybody cautions the same thing. It's Donald Trump, so you have no idea what he's going to do.
Starting with Alan Meltzer and Carl Brunner in the Freshwater School from Rochester down to Virginia, there was a shadow Fed of more conservative monetarist types. Is this equivalent to that?
Not really. The shadow Fed was, as you mentioned, the monetarist group, and they still exist. And although monetarism isn't a big thing anymore, but they oppose some Fed policies and support some Fed policies, and nobody generally pays attention to them. It's an intellectual group. A shadow Fed chair, as theorized by Scott Bessent, and what seems to be on the president's mind, is somebody who would give their view on monetary policy through the months leading up to the time when they become chair, and then thus make the present chairman's job harder, because then the market is trying to react to two different people, and will they take the one that is going to be expressing views farther out into the future, since the market wants to discount the future, the guy who's going to be around, or woman if there's woman.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I've been in this market a long time. I've never heard conversation of a shadow Fed. Have we had this before?
No, we haven't had anything like that before.
So, I mean, who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, he's in the seat.
Well,
and
the markets are moving. We had a jump condition.
Well,
you can't afford
jump
Rome.
Condition?
You can't afford Rome. Euro. Euro's out almost 3 standard deviations.
You're right. Yeah. I'm getting screwed on my euro.
You're not going to have a good time in Venice at the big wedding, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's where you're going after the Hamptons.
Yes.
I saw you at the Gulf Stream.
Sure, exactly. So how does a Fed chairman, again, uncharted territories, we said, Fed Chairman Jay Powell, I guess in his testimony, he just came back, I'm apolitical. I'm just we're all just doing our job here, right?
Yeah, I mean, he did have the look of a man who was like, let's get this over with.
Right.
He's going to stay until his term is up as chair. The open question is whether he would stay on as a governor, which he could do for another year and a half, till 2028. And that may depend on who the president appoints. And so it's going to be an interesting time, but I know people put a lot of weight on, well, the market's moved on this or that, but I think it's just something the markets always need to move on something.
Okay,
and
so
I think this will fade a little bit.
I got claims here. I'm looking right now. There's a plethora of Mike McKee data out today.
Yep.
Claims here, 243,000. What's your four-week moving average of claims that signals permission to cut rates?
Oh, I think
are we close?
No, I think you'd need to get up to close to 300,000 or more.
More? Wow.
A sign that we are actually losing jobs, that we're accelerating job loss. Right now, this all could be partly seasonal problems, because it's the end of the school year and the beginning of the recreation hiring, and so it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. But if you saw more dramatic moves up, and they continued for 3 or 4 weeks, then you'd start to think that maybe we're seeing businesses make a decision in the face of tariffs.